Hello, good morning, Mr. Cow. How are things? There appear to be sweet cow gifts going on there. Yeah, just kind of shuffling around here, trying to find, trying to figure out some better combinations for these guys here. Really kind of tempted to make him permanently evil here. Because, man, this curse shields, though. That thing is just really, really good. Because, like, yeah, it does mean that he can't heal. Although I kind of wonder how this would end up working with the whole potion thing. Like, I wonder if there would actually be an exploit here. Like, where he would end up just automatically still healing himself, despite the fact that he's technically a zombie wearing it. I don't know. Kind of want to test it. Alright, whatever. We'll test it for one fight. I'm pretty sure it doesn't... Actually, no, it won't work that way because it is exactly as if you use the item, so no. It won't work that way. So let's put this... This one? No. Where's the other one? The one down here. So yeah, Aegis seems pretty solid on him, just to make him even more tanky than he already is. Anything left-handed for this guy, or... Is anything different, really? I feel like anything that boosts his speed might be a good call. Not sure, though. Anyway, we'll leave that as it is for now. Let's see. Yeah, he's still got his whole setup here. I believe Etsam's got the best thing she can have, too. Although lately she's been kind of having a problem in the old survivability department, so let's see here. Maybe I want to go defense up on her? Because it's weird. Despite the fact that she's technically been taking like a lot of hits from casters and everything, like even with magic defense up, it's still like regularly hitting her, so I'm wondering if some of them are classed as, you know, being, what am I thinking of here? Actually, let's just put maintenance on her. Because her stuff keeps getting broken all the time. It's kind of annoying. See, that red star on the snowman's head makes it look like a chicken? Well, I guess it kind of does now, doesn't it? Let's see here. Some normal statuses. Any kind of better ribbons I can give her? Or better hats, for that matter? Let's see. I mean, -1 speed, but honestly, speed's never been her strong suit. Yeah, I feel like we could probably stack that there. Yeah, there we go. Should be alright. Alright. I think we're probably good to go here. Think so, anyway. You know, before I'm immediately proven wrong. Man, it's nice to have multiple save slots. So, if you've ever played the PS1 version of XCOM for some reason, like, I will say one thing. Like, the friggin' scenes in that thing are amazing. Like, they have these little cutscenes that they add between the missions that, the only way I can describe them is just like... Oh, what is Cloud wearing? That's his new uniform in this. It's from the movie, I believe. Thermidor. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring in the A-team for this one. See how they do. But yeah, Cloud's doing his... If I were to replace Thermidor, for example. He's got his Adventi children-looking situation. He seems to be like the premier anti-boss character, if I were to give him a role there. There we go, let's go for this kind of setup. But yeah, so he's got his full... Wait, but this is before the movie? I don't know, maybe he picked up the outfit here. It looks cool. In all honesty, I legitimately like that look. Like, as much as it's friggin' edgelords all hell there, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to it. I think it's just personally, I just always like when outfits get remade with like long coats and things like that. Just because it always it always has that thing of like, oh man, like they've been through some stuff, that they came back with a fancy coat. All right, so this should be the... Hang on, is this the remade version of the fight? I actually don't know. apparently there were some rebalances since last time, but I didn't see a new patch uploaded. Alright, let's go for full zoom outs here. Yeah, let's go right here. Yeah, speaking of XCOM there, it kind of makes me want some thermal flares for this level. So we have them all run out and just throw some flares out there. Light the level up. Yeah, Mr. Cerabow, if you're watching this after the fact, what are the odds of that? It's like the XCOM FFT crossover. When's that happening? Alright. Alright, drop some regen on him. Probably won't be terribly useful, but... Or I guess it won't be useful at all. Fine, be that way. Let's see if we can do some jump snipes with this man right here. No, we are one tile short of jump snipes. No abilities here. Okay. So what we need to do is what we needed to do last time. Namely... Actually, hang on, let's see here. Breeze's physical attack. Breeze's magic attack. Alright, I'm going to do Nameless for a couple turns here, and then after that I'm going to start just buffing Etzim. Because I have a feeling that'll end up working out really well. Let's see, ever played Dirge of Cerberus on PS2? It's a third-person action. I've watched it. Like, I haven't personally played it, because, I mean, just even getting a hold of it at this point is a whole thing and a half, but yeah, I have watched it completely. It's actually kind of surprising. I feel like it kind of gets it never got its fair shake, because it actually looked legitimately decent. Unless I'm missing something. Alright, Reflect Magic I don't believe applies to songs, so go ahead and throw that out there. Actually, speaking of old-timey RPGs and things like that, so you know how I was mentioning earlier that I was considering looking at speedrun optimizations for Tactics Ogre, like specifically the actual world record kind of thing. So I was testing around with the Japanese version, and I'm probably going to be like once everything gets figured out as far as the setup and everything. I'm probably going to do a quick speed run of that, just as kind of a proof of concept thing. Because I will say, the current world record, they did have several spots where they could have improved on just off of inputs alone. But I'm a little bit surprised that none of them decided to go try the Japanese version. That's like the usual go-to for speedruns, and in this case, or in that case rather, like, it's weirdly faster, like, friggin' 10 times stat growth faster. It's bizarre that they didn't go for it. But either way, so it's probably going to do that at some point. I know, I'm promising different stuff all the time and never get around to it. But eventually I will, dang it. Eventually I will. Alright. So, all these ladies are defending. Let's see, you've got counter throw. That's not too worrying. You've got counter throw. You got counter throw. Okay, so they're pretty uniform. Let's have you run in there and take a big ol' smack. See, Pen's been playing PSP FF1. Yeah, I saw that. Actually, I've been a little bit kind of dead to the world over the course of this last week for the most part. For a lot of different reasons. Let's go ahead and try Magic Song. For two reasons. For one thing, I want Apple Boy to potentially get some really good damage off his Glacier procs off his gun. For another thing, he's actually going to do a little bit more Glacier already because of that different shield. So, I want to see how high that can stack potentially. It's probably just faith-based stuff, and this probably won't do anything, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? Annette, Jinan, whatever. So not those ones. That's what I need to know. Alright, he should be able to get his song off, I believe, before she ends up doing anything. Interestingly, they're going to put themselves into attack range. But yeah, funnily enough, lately I've been going through a whole bunch of old games that I didn't expect to be going through. Like if you've ever played the Zelda Oracle games, it turns out they have randomizers. And man, those randomizers are good fun. And let's see, aside from that, let's see, Link's Awakening also has a randomizer, which, like, it's kind of amazing. I never expected them to be able to randomize absolutely everything, like to the point where they're even randomizing obstacles and area music, but whatever. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. See, I heard you level faster on that one, but don't have the original anymore, so I can't compare. It's definitely the easier version, though. Yeah, in a lot of cases they do that. 5 seconds of Oracle. Man, they're really good. Like, better than they have any right to be. Like, for all intents and purposes, the Oracle games were, like, my little baby selves version of Dark Souls, for all intents and purposes. Like, it seems like a weird comparison, but I kid you not, like, a lot of the same mechanics are there. Alright, there we go. Go for 336 over there. Get deflected! Oh, that's not good. Don't get deflected! Alright, you're just gonna go ahead and wait. Plunk. But yeah, if you've never played Oracle, you absolutely owe it to yourself to try. Should probably be switching them over to Life Song, huh? That's fine, and now I know which one needs to go. Because yeah, the Spin Fist one is the one that had so much oppressive power last time that we started having issues. Let's see, heard they were made by Capcom or Konami or something. Nintendo outsourced something for some third game was never made. Yeah, so they had the like 3 different, they were calling them Seeds games at the time, which is weird because there was it was supposed to be like the you know how they have the whole Triforce situation there. So they had like the courage, wisdom, and strength or whatever. So they had all those. And then, yeah, they basically decided, wait, we're not going to have time to make all 3. So they boiled them down to 2. And those 2 are just so good. To give like a brief overview of it, it's like, okay, so Oracle of Seasons is functionally like a reimagining of the very first game, except way better. Like, I know that seems like a weird claim to make, but it's just, there's way more mechanics than there have any right to be. You functionally have crap loads of items, like more than pretty much every other game in the series, as far as I'm aware. Not to mention, the reason that I was comparing it to Dark Souls there is they actually have like a rings mechanic that's, once again, better than it has any right to be. To the point where they basically have a ring for everything to, like, honestly, I would compare it to, like, a way expanded version of the emblem system from Knight of Lotus, the Tactics Ogre game. Like, it's really good. But point being, they have randomizers. Those randomizers come in the hard mode. Yeah. See, they couldn't afford a 3rd one because Link broke all the pots. Yeah. What a douche. Broke all their pottery, made them go broke. Alright, so they're going for defensive buffs. No complaints from me. Let's see, Spirit stuff. Wheel of Fate probably won't do us very good here. What about Earth Ties? Can that do anything to these guys? No. I will say, it's kind of a bummer that so many of the Spirit abilities get kind of shut down by the invincibility status. It's, you just basically start not seeing a lot of them happening from the player side. Which sucks, because the AI can still use them all the time. But yeah, so that whole thing of they were supposed to be 3 games, though, you can really tell. Like, there's so much content in both of those games. Not to mention they both connect. So essentially, the way it goes, if you beat one, you essentially get a bunch of codes that you use in the second one, so you can actually carry over your progress to whatever your second game is. Which essentially means that you can potentially upgrade items that you didn't have before. So, like, for example, in one of them you get a feather, which only allows you to jump one tile. The other one gives you a cape, which allows you to jump a hell of a lot farther. Like, I think like 6 tiles or something like that. And so there's a bunch of areas that you wouldn't normally be able to reach, but then all of a sudden, you know, you come back, and it's kind of like a whole New Game Plus mode to go through it a second time. So, it's good stuff. 10 out of 10. Would easily recommend like crazy. So I don't know why I attacked that one. I should have gone for the other one. Alright, this should do a healthy bit of damage on these guys. I feel like I'm doing enough pressure on both sides to be able to hopefully overpower these guys. So as far as I'm aware, this is still the pre-nerf version. There we go. Good old 280 getting smacked out of that. You know what? He can just keep buffing. Might as well. Then he can just keep making her stronger and stronger. Yeah, so for example, I was watching one of the AGDQ runs for Oracle of Ages specifically, and it was interesting how in both of them they actually worked in some of these extra feature rings and things like that in order to be able to get extra stuff that they shouldn't technically be able to have yet. So, like for example, for Ages in particular, there's one spot where you're not technically supposed to, like, you can do a sequence break using the rings there, because you're technically not supposed to be able to break through an obstacle. So there's one part where all of your items are taken away, and you're technically supposed to have a sword to cut through this, like, one little area of a cave. But essentially what they end up doing is that they end up getting a ring that allows them to punch, because the rings don't get taken away, because they're a whole separate menu. And so they can essentially just punch through those obstacles and completely skip a large portion of the puzzles there. It's just, I don't know, the fact that both runs ended up working in, like, one worked in a regen ring, the other worked in a punching ring. I don't know. They had a lot of features to those things, including a hard mode. Like, you know the Ring of Calamity from Dark Souls, if you've ever seen runs with that? That actually is in Seasons. I think they call it, like, Ring of Strife or something. But yeah. No, it's in both the Oracle games. Both of them have a shared pool of rings, but yeah. You can get that thing. All it really does is make everything twice as difficult to beat, but it's still funny. Alright. You go ahead and smackify this one with your hammers, please. Hammer. Hammer. Good times. Alright. Unfortunately, we ran into a bit of awkward placement there, though. We're getting lots of low health, not getting any kills, though, although they are essentially spending all their resources on healing. So even though we're taking a lot of damage, we're still got them on the back foot. So at least there's that. Okay, that is a definite nope. Can you jump that? Almost. I'll be able to jump it on time, though. Alright. Jump it! Probably should have just gone for the stab, but oh well. See, that does have video did on the Dark Souls beta, yeah. Saw that a little bit ago. That game's really good. It's really, really good. Alright, base secure, that's not going to help you. Yeah, we're getting a pretty good bargain here with Ramza being able to lock 2 of them away in a corner. Alright, come on, that's him. Okay, we got another Leviathan. It's gonna get off before just about anything else. This feels like the farthest range we can get for it. Alright. I feel like what we want to do is get Thermidor down here and start trying to recruit. She's probably out of business. She can't be recruited. If he can somehow make this jump. Yeah, no. Whatever, just continue what you're doing then. I think it's like a 5% or something chance for him to make that jump. Alright, you want to get your Dragon Spirit proc at any point, dude? Considering that's 70% and you've been hit like 8 times, you know, you can really do that any time now. Hello there, Blood Magic. Gotta ask, Fell Seal? Oh, you were the guy asking about Fell Seal. Yes. So, okay, that is still that's still in the plans here. So, yeah, gonna do that one, like, at some point. Oh, well, that was disappointing. Anywho, yeah, wow, every part of that was disappointing. She ended up just barely surviving it, the other one's getting healed up. Oh, rough times. But yeah, no, I wanted to do it a while ago. So, here's the whole shtick on that. There was somebody that offered, I kid you not, to just send me a copy of the thing, like, months ago. And so I was actually waiting to see if that guy showed up by chance. But yeah, I do plan to do it one way or another. So, whenever we get there, we get there. Alright, so, Ramza, you want to move at some point, or are you just going to sit there and take it forever? Because they've moved twice now. I mean, anytime. Like, don't feel bad about moving. You can have a turn. What about Fell Otter? Well, it's basically very similar to FFT. And it's got land sharks, so that's basically all the selling I needed on that matter. But yeah, it's supposed to be really, really good. Meant to try it for a really long time now, and basically just never got around to it, and then ran into a bunch of financial shenanigans. You know, the usual kind of life gets all up in your face kind of nonsense. So that's always nice. So, yeah, you know, if Ramza wants to have a turn at some point, I definitely won't say no. Like, eventually, I'm sure he'll consider it. Certainly wouldn't hurt. Same thing with Apple Boy, like, if you would... I mean, I guess he kind of had a turn not that long ago, so whatever. Let's see, Monster Hunters and Land Shark type dealies. Everybody needs more Land Sharks. Schmack! Alright. And now he should be able to move here and take that heal, I hope. Actually, no, that's single target now, isn't it? Okay, whatever. I mean, technically speaking, there's a bunch of stuff that had land sharks. Saints Row also had land sharks. It's almost like they're in a lot of things. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and have him jumpify this chick, I think. Does Soulsborne have landfish? It does. It absolutely does. Alright, let's go try to... This one transparent or undead? Slow, transparent, innocent. You are one really sucky priest. Okay, that explains some things. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over here then. See if we can get her to join up. But yeah, I think the best example of landfish is if you've ever seen any randomizers of oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work at all. Boo. And come on, why do all of the cool abilities stop working at this point? Okay, whatever, just go for Life Song, just mass regen. Let's go for Clops, I think. Good old Clopsy. Actually, no. Behemoth. And have her back up just a little bit so she's not taking that hit. But yeah, no, best example of landfish is definitely any RE1 Remake randomizer. Because what's funny is that they randomize literally all the enemies, including the sharks, so essentially there's just like occasionally rooms that you walk into that are supposed to have zombies or hunters or whatever, and there's just a shark swimming through a balcony. It's amazing. It's really good. mean, land fish are one thing, but then if you have sea people, that's arguably another thing. Friggin' XCOM right there. There we go. Still doing a ton of damage, but nobody's dying. Okay, so she's probably going to go for an attack, probably going to have to charge for ages, and then he should be able to finish her off. That's my hope anyway, unless she gets a quick attack, in which case we are screwed, because he's never gotten a proc off for Dragon Spear for some reason. Wow, could you not? I swear, every time that I put this guy out in front, they're like, man, let's go, like, Thermidor and Epsom, every time I put them up front, like, we must break them. Just break every single one of their items, just because. Does it help us? Not really. On a strategic level, it doesn't help us at all. Like, it might reduce his health somewhat, but still. Oh, you suck. Oh, you suck! Get out of here with that nonsense! Yeah, Monk Chick has to go. This one has to go. I mean, ooh, wow. That would have been like 900 damage. Very nice, very nice. Pew, 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 pew. I love that ability. Alright. But yeah, no, as far as landfish, they have a few instances of that. To get back on track there. I want to say DS2 probably has the ones I'm thinking of there. But they've got a lot of things. Like, basically everything you can think of is probably in Dark Souls somewhere. There we go. See, I can do it too! And now they heal real good. Alright, let's see. I can have him take a shot. Probably get a kill on her. There's a chance for her. Alright. Tell you what, you go here. Take a shot on that Nightblade that I'm still going to call a Dragoon anyway. Oh, that's also a chance. Why do they all gotta be chances? I don't want to be all chancy over here. Alright, he's gonna heal himself up then. Because both of them should be within range for Etsum to do some business, but I can't really... Alright, let's have him teleport out of here, because he did his job. He got the two midliners up. She can go forward and do the big ol' AoE splash. Probably should have checked how these turns lined up before doing all that, but oh well. Okay, Jolene is the only one moving. And it's not one of them, so I could not give any less of a crap. Alright, let's do this thing. Free regen, though. Yeah, she's not even relevant to the fight at the moment. And she's going for a protect, that's annoying. But I think we've isolated them enough to the point where they can't actually keep what they're doing and going. Because they can't really keep reviving them all. They're just going down pretty regularly. So they're spending their attack turns reviving, and yeah. No, I will say last time we were getting... last time that this was almost won, we got into a very similar position. And, well, let's just say ran into some issues with one particularly spinny, fisty chick running up and just destroying everybody somehow. Friggin' hasteless spin fist is nuts. Like, excuse me while I just become friggin' Taz. Tasmanian devil. You better not. Yeah, why are their hit chances to break so high? Okay, that's annoying. Yeah, that one check right there is really, really oppressive, I gotta say. Like, more so than anybody else combined. It's not, like, in that case, it didn't matter so much, because, Like, he was eventually going down to another hit anyway. I just mean she's all over the dang place. Like, she was spin-fisting everybody up front just a little bit ago. She was hitting everybody in the midline before that. Then she was running around reviving everybody. It's like, dang, lady, take a break. Just chill. You don't have to carry your entire team this hard. Alright, come on, get the proc. Sucks. Okay. Would have been real nice. Alright. Dead. And I'm just gonna have him wait. Meanwhile, this one... If he can make this jump somehow... worth a shot. Alright, he's just gonna continue doing what he's doing. If he could have made that one, he could have done a harp attack. Alright, base secure, no big whoop. Let's go over there. Okay. I'm gonna go here just in case they want to do a jump or something. Now, yeah, today we'll be testing a bit of a different theory, by the way. So, last time I kept saying how every time that I mentioned Cerabow's name and played the mod, he just seemed to just materialize out of nowhere. So today we're gonna kind of test the extent of that. So I didn't let him know that I was actually doing anything today. As far as I'm aware, he thought that we were gonna do one of these yesterday. But anywho. So we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see if he shows up and all that. See if he just magically happens to be here. It happens. It happens. Yeah, I love how he's hit every one of his auto potions, but then Ramza missed every single one of his Dragon Spirits. Like, doesn't matter how many times the dude was hit, he just refuses to be able to heal. Alright. I don't want to chance this. I know it's redundant damage, but whatever, there we go. We'll do that, and then we'll... I think Leviathan should still hit both the Dragoons if I move him here. Yeah, that's one of those mechanics that I've yet to see emulated in any other game properly. Which is where you can, like, carry your casting ability straight into somebody else. I always like that. It's fun when it works out, even if it's, you know, kind of hard to pull off sometimes. Just because timing doesn't always line up. Okay. Get out of here. I'm gonna be real annoyed if we end up missing this just because we can't get back there because she's blocking the one tile we gotta get to. Yeah, that's fine. That's one permadead. Let's give them something to worry about. Yeah, he's down to 1, so... Okay, they're going for an attack. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so, yeah, Life Song is going to put them just in range to survive it. Alright, add some... You know, I'm going to go for a Wheel of Fate here, actually. Because her magic attack's up really high right now, meaning that this should hit like a truck. So, like, normally she hits for 60, and right there it was saying it'll hit for 140. So this is a chance, for sure. But, still. Perfect. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Thank you, Etsum, for being a friggin' carry. Yeah, this party combo works. I just love it. I just love that there's so many options here. Okay. Now we can get Hammer Boy back up, and we're good. That is basically checkmate. By the way, as far as the occasional stutter, no idea. This laptop This is the one that I was hoping to salvage for parts. So, just so you know, the Frankentop is still a project in the works. Like, there's, this one will just occasionally jank out. It happens. It's old as hell. No, they took my stick thing. I don't know. It probably was something useful. I still gotta remember to look around for those... No, I don't need to look around for those escape tiles, because we've already done the escape tiles in this one. Alright, so that is a sweet protect there. Would be nice if it mattered. Goodbye. So his ridiculous damage is back in the game. You can go ahead and shankify this check, so that she stops running around reviving everyone. Shank. But yeah, it's interesting having a team that can mass revive everybody. I like it. So far, I don't think there's any of the encounters that I've really not liked in this, bar maybe, the one with the skeleton guy, but only because it's more so the fact that you have to look for the exits in the level that just made it kind of annoying. Yeah, that one right there, I'm hoping got changed, because she's kind of useless. She's basically, she can't cast. She's a caster that can't cast. She's permanently slowed. Aside from being immune to casters herself, there's really just nothing going for her. Like, she can hit stuff with a hammer, but the whole shtick of that one is supposed to be you have a somewhat decent caster that can, you know, do some useful things every now and then they can hit stuff with a hammer, and it's real good, and it's handy-like, but she doesn't do that so much. Right. Just gonna go ahead and roll another gamble with Wheel of Fate here. Have her run over here so she's out of range. It probably won't even matter. Like, it's... what's it? 2 out of what looks like 5 odds right now? Whatever. Take the 100%. Take the hundy. There we go. So, one last injured one left. She's just gonna go for the heal. No problem. No problem at all. Out of curiosity, by the way, who here would actually like to see a like comparative run through of the PS1 version of XCOM? It's like, I will say it's different, more so than I actually would have expected. Because every time I go back to it, I always find new stuff. But anyway. There we go. Done deal, done deal. We can just go ahead and wait. Give everybody that constant regen. Yeah, bards are just such a good force multiplier. They don't necessarily do much by themselves, but goodness. They will absolutely turn a fight if they need to. And there we go, that's a win. That's a win right there. See, Mr. Cerabow, the harder version of the fight was still winnable. Carbot's made another Diablo 1 parody video. You should send that on Discord so that I can take a look at it. Ooh, hang on. Let me step away for just a moment here. I gotta go check on something real quick. Yeah, should be nothing, but let me go double check. Be right back. Alrighty, and back. So we're gonna go ahead and save this right here, and continue going on to re-roll some other encounters. So, let's see, the next one up... Alright, so I got revenge on the one from Valkyrie's. Mloppen. Gonna go check this out. Sounds like a very melty Charlie Chaplin. So you have to know Diablo 1 to get it, but they're amazing. Last one's episode 6. When I vaguely know Diablo. Basically, my whole experience with Diablo was, I played a lot of stuff from the genre, and I had an ex that was super into Diablo. Like, years and years ago. So I know a good bit about it, but still. Alrighty. We're gonna get that weird monster encounter? No, we're gonna get the one with all the time shenanigans. Okay, so. This one seemed winnable last time. The way we're gonna have to do this, though, is probably to... Alright, I'm gonna drop a quick save state right here, just so I can hop back to it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you have range 5? What's the actual range on this thing? Range 6. Okay, that should be perfect. So you can run up there, he can be in prime position to do his usual tanky thing. And why can't that hit? Too sharp of an angle, I guess? Okay, well, start doing some business on that one at any rate. Because the thing is, they don't have any recovery. Like, as much as they are friggin' oppressive as hell, they have no recovery. Okay, that's fine, except that he didn't proc the autopot. Okay, knights I'm not too worried about, they're just there for pressure. I remember the Geomancers being the big scary thing. We've got one with a Flux, we've got a Time Mage over there. Not sure why they're wasting time with Float, but that's perfectly fine with me. Oh, get out of here. Okay, gonna do Life Song, because that should keep everybody up and running just enough to be able to survive everything here. Okay, this can finish this one off. Just basically, I remember feeling last time like I could have gotten away with a lot more during this fight if I had just stuck by and not moved as far. So if we just essentially do a little formation type thing, then we should be alright. Alright, haste is bad. Haste is bad, okay. No good. Not good for anyone. However, Wheel of Fate should do real good here. So it's about... what's it? 6 out of 7 chance to do damage multiple times. Like, maybe Leviathan would do better, but for now we'll give that a shot. Yeah, okay. Okay. It would roll to 1 out of 7 twice. Alright, can I move now? Yeah, them having so many units is kind of terrifying. They're going for shells, that's fine, because most of my damage is physical right now. Get out of here with all that. Okay, yeah, they seem to be really good at focusing in on one guy. Might be able to get a Runic Persuade off, though. This regen isn't doing too much here. Actually, no, you can do a cleanse. Alright, go for a cleanse for now, because he's probably going to get stopped. Because apparently none of his abilities want to proc ever. Get out of here! Right. Come on. Come on, please get dragon. Alright, you can take that one out. And then, yeah, as long as we can get the numbers balanced out somehow, we're going to be in good shape. And yeah, if they're going to keep focusing in with all their stops and slows and everything else on just one guy, then we can just continuously heal that one guy, so not too concerned about that. Alright, let's get you wished back up. Come on, don't miss. Yeah, wish missing twice in a row is what screwed me last time, too. Alright, our numbers are almost even. They've still got 6 standing in the field, I've still got 4. My 80% would stop missing, then we can maybe be onto something here. So yeah, this team was, I believe, reduced to 5 in the newest version that isn't released yet. Still. Can I have a turn, please? Can I have a turn, please? I sure would like a turn, please. Because, yeah, the main stupid bit about this one is the fact that, with the fact that they almost outnumber you too, well, it's 7 to 5. Actually, no, it's, is it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 to 5. And then they keep slowing you while also, you know, doing all of their other nonsense. So that's no good. If I go for a last song, there's a chance it might just undo what they did in a big AoE area. But I do need her guaranteed back, so go ahead and do that. Never mind, she's dead. Nice 80% proc that's failed like 12 times in a row. Jeez. Come on, Starch, what the hell? How many times can you fail the same thing? What the hell gives? Thank you, finally. Wow, that took forever. Jeez, friggin' asleep at the wheel over there. I know I've got this move, but I'm just gonna wait like 8 years to use it. Okay, I need this guy back, but can't do it. He can revive her, except he can't. Yeah, if he moves right there, he can. Main thing being he's functionally invincible, so that's always nice. Actually, Earth Ties might work real well here. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna drop the ferry here and run. Get her the hell out of here. Hopefully that's far enough away. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure one of the other attackers is gonna hit her first. But that's why I made a save state. Like, this one does seem to come down to RNG a fair bit. Like, if we had gotten that 80%, wouldn't currently be screwed. At least, wouldn't be as screwed. Alright, she's going for a backup AoE, because of course she is. That's fine. That's less fine. It's gonna hit her. You'd think that would hit everybody, but no. Yeah. So, apparently it didn't save. Excuse me? There we go. I was gonna say, where's my save? I know I made one. Alright, let's try this again. Right up in front, you back here. Add some back here. I also probably would have done better going for a bit of a different attack earlier. As much as I want to use a lot of these other characters, it just doesn't seem practical at the moment. Largely because a lot of them seem to specialize in single hit type stuff. Would be kind of cool to see if more of them had, you know, big ol' AoEs and stuff like that. Like, I know Cloud's got some stuff, Race has some stuff, but it's, like, again, it's some stuff. It's not as good as, like, a, you know, Summoner combo and all that kind of thing. Alright, rolled the same fight again. It apparently really likes this fight. Now, it's 3 of the 4 times that I've done this one that we've gotten this one. Pew, pew. That's fine. Because we should be able to attack her before she gets that off. So I think Ramza should be able just to one-hit KO her. Unless this frogs everybody. Okay, good. Didn't get the damage split. What the crap? Dude, you just got there! What is that crap? Like, okay, that's nice, but still. What do you have, fast cast or something? Okay, she does have short charge. But still. Short charge and a decent amount of speed, so I guess that's why, but still though. That's kind of bullcrap! Anyway. But again, I want to point out yet again, this fight was already nerfed in the newer version. So, the newer version isn't released yet. He's probably going to get, like... I wonder if Cerabow is going to be angry as soon as he sees it. Like, dang it, why didn't you let me know? I would have put out the fixed version and you'd be testing the fixed version. Because I wanted to see if you'd show up like Beetlejuice, that's why. Okay? Don't question my logic. The problem is she's really fast. Yeah, just go for the guaranteed. Have somebody else finish her off. And the nice thing, whenever they're crippled, if they don't have a heal, they always seem to go for buffs. She might go for that full heal. I guess she won't. That's fine by me. That opens you up to getting shot in the face. And yes, I know, there's a chance that Ramza could have moved first, and I could have gone to the turn order and checked all that business, but I didn't, so, meh. Let me guess, stop proc, okay, didn't get the stop proc, didn't get the auto pop proc either. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's... if they're seriously that scared of him. The funny part is, like, he doesn't actually use physical attack for his damage. That's the best part of all that. Go here, get her all harpified. What is the point of harps if they never hit, dang it? Alright. Let's go Life Song then. You're gonna go finish off this one. Get splatted. That would have been funny if it actually gave him Mighty Guard. Like, friggin' Rad with Mighty Guard right now wouldn't be completely invincible. He would just be end boss territory at that point. Okay. Give everybody a little bit of health. Just a little bitty bit there. Yeah, she's gonna get a chance to move. I'm hoping... yeah, there we go. She's just going for a defensive ability. That's fine. That's what I was saying earlier. Oftentimes, crippled is better than dead in this game. Just because they end up going around spamming all kinds of recovery abilities for several turns. It's nice. I say that in this game when that is legitimately a tactic people used all the time in wars throughout history. But whatever. Nice. That's fine, they're not running at her anytime soon anyway. Actually, if they're just going to use Geomancy, it seems weird for them to have Absorb used MP. Also, that attack just healed them. Good job, Genius. But yeah, I'm going to have to check. Do they have any actual casting abilities? What part of I hit pause do you not understand? Let's see, was it Monster Hunter Freedom or Freedom Unite played before? I believe it was Freedom 3 or something like that. What the... dude! I meant to hit status and I went to end, apparently. Alright. Apple Boy's gonna take his ridiculousness, go over here. Get procced! Nice. And it didn't even proc the damage split. Beautiful. You say Freedom 3, that's not a thing. Whatever, something 3. It was a PS2 one that was converted to PS3. Yeah, I don't know why she has... or, I don't know why he has Absorb used MP. He's got literally no use for it. I should see about getting teleport on Rat. Just kind of up his ridiculousness even farther. Don't get the proc. Ah, you suck. To be fair, this isn't as bad as the very first time where they got like friggin' 2 frog procs, an insta-death proc, and then they got stop on the last 2. So, it's not that bad. And yeah, see, this right here, this is one of the reasons I love using weapons that entirely scale off of weapon power instead of actually, you know, instead of actually using the related weapon skill, because sure, they may not potentially scale it as high, but you notice how they're scared of his damage and they keep spamming a bunch of abilities to lower his damage, but it does nothing? Yeah. So that. See, Portable Third, the one I recommended, I meant before with that Tremors thing. Oh yeah, no, the one with the Tremors was Freedom Unite. Like, in general, that it's weird because that one seemed way easier at first, and then out of nowhere, it's like, hey, have a bunch of invincible worm monsters as your second dungeon. Like, nah, let's maybe not. Alright. Alright, as much as this is a massive waste of his huge damage, I'm gonna go here and smackify this one. Alright, they're gonna go for a curse. That's fine. Going for a reflect, but we don't use anything that's reflectable. Not quite dead, but that's fine. Okay, that's not reaching as far as I wanted. But yeah, I'm not sure what those things were, but either way, I'm kind of surprised at how they handled that whole situation. To be completely honest, because yeah, it felt really, really jarring. Because it's funny, because it's not even the first time it happened. Like with Freedom Unite, I kept hearing so many good things about it, and every time it was that same process. Like, oh, you know, I'll give it another try, and then I get through that first area, and it's like, you know, this is actually pretty alright. These damage formulas seem pretty alright. All the gameplay seems alright. You know, I'm liking the designs and things. Like this works. You know, start getting into all the different crafting stuff, because the very first couple times that I tried, as soon as it started getting to the 45th hour of explaining the dang crafting tutorial, I just was already dead asleep. But the but yeah, no. You know, over and over and over, kept trying it. It's like, okay, finally, it's starting to stick. So, you know, starting to understand everything, starting to just skip all the tutorials, because apparently they were written by somebody who wrote friggin' War and Peace or some crap. But either way. Out of curiosity, what are the odds of you potentially jumpifying this chick before anything else? Not very good. It's never that good, but oh well. But then yeah, it's just like immediately after all that, the second thing on the list, right after going and dealing with the dinosaur stuff and the pig stuff and all that, because there's like a pig monster and stuff like that. Beautiful. So actually, no wait. Here's how did it go? You had to go fight some dinosaur things, like little raptor type of dealies. They had one for gathering herbs, and then they had one for killing off the pig monster. So that was all well and good. You know, the pig monster was a reasonable challenge. You know, it took some doing to actually get everything worn down. It's like, okay, this is pretty awesome. And then yeah, just immediately after, over an hour. I will say I was using the spear and shield, which apparently is like the weakest friggin' thing in the game or something. But still, like, what the hell? Over an hour of stabbing that thing in the face, and then just ran out of healing items, so I went back and I got every different version of every healing item that I could find. Then that didn't work, so I'm like, okay, fine, let's try something else, and I go back and decide to try, try some of the attack items and stuff like that. Just, it didn't go too well. Alright, let's go ahead and get this guy wished back, and then I think we should have this, because they don't seem to have any recovery. But yeah, I'll try it again at some point. Like, literally the only reason that I didn't continue on with it is every one of those times, it was also a time when I could, when I wanted to go put something else on the PSP, or the Vita in that case. But another annoying thing is that the Vita's sticks are kind of jacked up. So it kept immediately, like, throwing the camera around all over the place. Which was annoying. Yeah, this is glorious. Please get the triple. Okay, they got the triple. So they not only managed to heal a character, they healed more damage than they caused, took some damage, and even caused the guy to speed up. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. Let's see, Unite, SNS, and Horn were weakest. What's SNS? Oh, a Spear and Shield? Yeah, I mean, it felt pretty weak. Although, that being said, I think it was like 3 or 4 headshots to one of those raptor things still seem to do the trick real good. Hang on, I want to see something real quick here. Meteor is hitting right there. Okay. That's what I wanted to be sure about. Let's get him right back up on his feet. This is basically what a good number of the Battlefield games became, by the way. Like, oh wait, let me go revive that guy, and then they wake up and get shot in the face immediately. No wait, let me go revive him again and get shot in the face repeatedly. That was hilarious. It's like especially Bad Company 2, which I know it happened in the others too. But it always kind of cracked me up that that a legitimate tactic was just to send a guy in with a bunch of defensive upgrades, and then just have him stand in a doorway, and then he'd get shot, and then you'd have 2 medics on either side of the doorway just like resuscitate him, and then he'd come back and tank a bunch of hits, and then as soon as they're reloading, other people attack from the sides. I don't know what it was officially called. I'm sure there was an official name. I just like calling it the zombie strategy, but it was pretty great. Poke. Let's see, Sword and Shield, SNS. The Spear and Shield is called Lance. Okay. As soon as I hear Lance, I'm thinking like the giant gun lance thing, which was the first thing I tried. It just didn't seem to jive. So like for how much cannonage was going on there, it didn't seem like it did that much damage. Actually, speaking of hitting stuff with cannons, did you by any chance take a look at all the Sekiro stuff that's been around? Like that there was an embargo lifted on a bunch of that stuff recently. So suddenly all these videos started coming out, and there's one spot in particular that seems to have gotten a bunch of people, which is that they would just get shot in the face with a cannon, and then immediately revive, jump back up on their feet, climb up a wall, and try to like pull the guy off the wall, and then he would just, instead of shooting the cannon, he would just take the thing and smack him in the face with it and throw him off the wall again. It's like, man, they knew. They're getting so good at just predicting people at this point. And Lance is better in World. I'm hearing a lot of things that are apparently better in World. I'll be honest though, I probably will never end up getting World, just because like I visually cannot look at it. It's not that it's bad visually, it's really pretty to look at. I just mean on a smaller screen, you just can't tell what the hell's going on. There's just too much stuff. So that's kind of about that there. Let's go put you here. You can finally probably finish off one of these chuckles. We found the way forward! Nice! Why is the way forward between your... I'm not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. Man, too many dirty jokes with the wife earlier. Yeah, secret to a happy marriage. Friggin' both appreciate dirty jokes. Put it that way. It's good times, good times. Alright, we got 2 that are about to expire. Don't necessarily want to go for risking it that way, though. Let's go for that guy. Nothing's really immediately pressuring her. You can just go ahead and finish off this Geomancer. Yeah, I feel like if you don't get immediately RNG screwed on this one, it's still very doable. So I will say, for Cerabow, since he's not here yet, he hasn't magically materialized yet, so I guess that kind of puts a damper on my whole he's secretly Beetlejuice theory. But anyway, yeah, this map is definitely beatable, but hopefully the nerfed version does handle it a little bit better, because again, it's just pure RNG at the very start of whether or not you can actually gain your footing before they completely overwhelm you. The first one being the best example, with the entire team being disabled before they even got a single turn, so that's always nice. Also, is that Chaos Blade thing? What's he using? That guy over there is just meditating. It's like, yeah, let me go slap my chakra points. I got this. I got this. And then he doesn't got this. Alright. Dang it. I was going to go for the long-range negotiation. Such was not to be the case, though. Let's see. Might as well just wish, because I know that guy's just going to take a hit anytime now. I mean, Ronzo's about to get knocked out and come back to life anyway. Let's see, Portable Third is good, and Twitch one has to go over. This is true. This is true. I mean, I'll give them a try at some point. Like, I'll try and go back to them. Just, gonna go through the other list of stuffs first. Get abilities, okay. We are totally never gonna use those. But on the plus side, this guy can get hit into just enough damage that he'd be able to get knocked out. Or not. What was I planning to do there? Was I jumping on him? No, I wasn't jumping. I don't actually remember what I was planning to do there. Interesting. Oh well. So, Etsum, you want to go ahead and finish him then? We're gonna go for some of the quick cast. Effort will do the job. It'll do the job. Or Ifrit, because people apparently get worried about that. Cerabow's probably sleeping. He had to work last night. This is true. This is true. So, I guess presumably he won't, out of habit, just like zombie his way out of bed. It's like, I must see mod videos. You know what? That works. That works. I mean, to be fair, he did mention that he was going to be working later in the day, most of the time, like afternoons to nights. Anywho, so there we go. So this is that one that seemed impossible. It is quite possible, just as long as you don't get RNG screwed. So yes, Mr. Cerabow, you have actually beaten this one before. It was definitely not a fluke, but yeah. Less units with more cohesive skills definitely would be better here. So how are you doing today, Mr. Evan? And Evan has appeared? Exactly. He just sort of materialized. They do have a revive, right, because he has monk skills, naturally. Why have I left him alive this long? He's literally just been sitting there crippled, chakring himself back to life for like 8 years. Alright, just because I feel like trying it, and because I haven't done it in a while, we need to go for that Persuade. Join us! We've revived way more than you have. Alright, let's get more abilities I'll never use. Wheel of Fate. Down the Wheel of Time. God dang, dude, that song is so good. If you ever want to just have a song completely fix your day, just go, and/or if you're a fan of the Wheel of Time series, just like look up the song Wheel of Time by Blind Guardian. It's one of their two just epically long power ballads, basically. It's like a folk metal power ballad. That's what best describes what they do. And yeah, it's just really, really good. It's really, really good. Like, I've never even read more than part of one of the books for Wheel of Time, and I still appreciated the hell out of that song, because it was just a really good song. The other one being, and then there was Silence, which is just another 15-minute long amazingness about the Iliad that time. So I guess they just pick a really long book, and then they just go on about it for a really long time. It's like, let's see, they've got songs about Arthurian legends, they've got the Iliad, they've got, well, they've got a second one separately, specifically about the Battle of Troy. They've got, and actually it's amazing because somebody took that one about the Battle of Troy and they took like a bunch of scenes from the crappy Troy movie, and then they just made an entire music video out of it, and it was pretty awesome. Smack him with a stick. Yay, he got smacked with a stick. Take that guy who was previously not stick smacked. See, it's like when you summon the Chocobo in FF7, the fat Chocobo appears. But see, that's even better though, because then you just know it's rare. It just ups the value. Except wouldn't that be appearing a good bit of the time? Then again, you guys do appear at the same times a lot of times. Did you know that times because times? He's still trying to chakra real hard. It's the meditating knight. He's the meta knight. Alright, finally, somebody's within range to use the harp. I'm just going to use it just cause. Yeah, there, get harped. I was told that harp is amazing. I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed by it not ever proccing, but whatever. That's fine. It's not like he really needs it to. His bard abilities are friggin' amazing. And maybe it would be better to switch him to another class with maybe some better, you know, magic skills and stuff like that, because that's apparently what upgrades his abilities, but no. I want him to look like a friggin' Blind Guardian album, so that's what we're doing. Yes! I just like to think he has those ice cubes in like a grenade launcher attachment to that thing, because he looks like he fires it a second time. Yeah, these two guys with monk abilities. They're trying so hard. Like, we're the only two that remembered recovery. They're trying, but you know what? Got an invincible Dragoon over here, so he tends to stab stuff a lot. That's just kind of his hobby. I like to think Rad is kind of like the mountain at this point. Like, he's just grunting around all over the place. He can't even speak anymore, he's just kind of this walking death abomination. Seems about right. No! How dare you! That was clearly the move that was going to win the fight right there. Alright. And just kind of because, let's go for that last minute negotiation. Because Thermidor wants to make friends. That's what he does. It's like, hey, you know, this is really not going well for you. You want to join us? Because, I mean, there's, like, a bunch of different ways that you can get completely rocked here, so you maybe want to consider it. I don't even know what they're carrying. I just want to go for the negotiation. Like, I feel like getting the invite proc is the reward on its own. I'm gonna get it? Oh. Well, that's tried. We tried, but we gotta put down old Yeller. Or not. Or not. Get denied. They're gonna try. This is like that one neutral route in Tactics Ogre. It's like, here you go, here's a stick you can try. And yeah, they can't even do they can't even do enough to get past Autopod. Alright, we'll give you another chance. Give you another chance here. I know. It's like, you know, you sometimes got to talk to them a couple times. Just make sure that everything's all good, you know? And then you got to talk to them using the power of the cosmos, apparently. Oh. Well, I guess it's time to put down old Yeller again. There we go. Spoilers for old Yeller, by the way. Okay, 44 grand. Didn't get the hidden items. Don't really care too much. I'll be honest, at this point, I've got backups for every item that I could potentially want for my team, so honestly, I just don't really feel like going through every single tile to get them. But, glad to get past that part, at least. And if we made it to 50, we've made it to 50. Big ol' 5-0 for Mr. Starch here. Not that I have anything I really want to update on anybody, so I don't know why I'm going through this menu. Taiga. Taiga, Taiga, Taiga. Alrighty. Mass Marlboro map? That's always fun. So we just got, what, bad breath spam going on? Is that what we're doing? Wow, that's actually a lot of units. It's like, what, 7? Is this going to be a 3-way fight by chance? Wow. Okay, so we got 11v5. We sure about that? Huh. Alright. Well, let's see here. What can we do? Probably just wait on Apple Boy. Actually, if they can't... I should probably check if they can directly get to us, because if not, I'm seeing some... Yeah, there's a wall in the way. Unless they go all around that way. Okay, so, here's what we're going to do. He's just going to go for jumps. I know he's probably not going to get most of those. That's fine. See, Marlboro's a reference to cigarettes, or is it deemed as some kind of... I believe it's supposed to be a mix of both, actually. Okay, let's go Magic Song. Basically what I want to do here is Wheel of Fate spam. Because there's a crapload of them, and not as many craploads of us. So that should hopefully put a pretty decent dent in their numbers, and then if I have a sped-up version of Thermidor, just essentially spamming out magic upgrades, that should be eventually hitting everybody real good. But yeah, I believe it was originally meant to be like, here's the horrors of smoking. AKA, enjoy some lung cancer, sure hope you enjoyed relaxing for 5 minutes in order to be able to friggin' die slowly over the course of a couple years. That's worth it. Alright, let's go here. So yeah, this first group we can just take out like this. Sure, it'd be nice if you could, like, mass poach them with Leviathan. But oh well. There we are. Yeah, these first ones don't seem too threatening. Yeah, perfect. Why I didn't go for Bahamut or something, I don't know either. Probably should have. Oh no. We've gotten animations for several years now while they all auto-regen. Yeah, the 11 to 5 ratio. Smoke makes it look cool though. Only if you're standing next to a giant puddle of gasoline that you can like flick it into and make stuff explode. Otherwise, it just makes you look like somebody that's gonna die in a few years. And yes, when my brother was smoking, I did get on his case about this all the time. Like, seriously, stop trying to die, you need to stop. It annoyed him. But, you know, eventually they weaned off of it. Okay, perfect. Alright, gonna get my 2 heavy hitters up front. That should completely block them off. I'm gonna check on my next move here. Ew. Did we need that extra sound on there? Because it sounded like they added a little bit of, shall we say, extra service to that lick there. Ugh. Okay, well, they do have bad breath. Hmm. Although, that being said, what's a funny thing? So my brother and I were originally from another, like, tiny country off in, like, friggin' Eastern Europe, someplace over there. But point being, like, well, I came here when we were little kids, and I was like a really little kid, so I don't really know a whole lot about the place. But what was funny is that every now and then I end up getting these little bits of trivia from there. And that he just sends me little cool tidbits that he found out. And the weird part is, like, he was telling me about some kind of folk songs from over there and everything. And oh, what the? There would be a friggin' instant death trap right there, wouldn't there be? So he was telling me about these folk songs from over there. He's like, I didn't really understand these songs for quite a while, and they didn't necessarily make sense. And then I came to the States and found out that, yeah, the plant that everybody was so happily singing about was pot. The national plant for Lithuania there is pot, apparently. Or at least it was for a while. I don't know if it's changed, because I know a lot of stuff is modernized over there, so... Still, though. It's kind of cracked me up. Because there was the usual, like, folksy village songs and stuff like that of, like, dads sitting in rocking chairs, smoking a pipe and stuff like that. Because, of course, it's an old European village. Of course everybody has a pipe. Why wouldn't they? There we go. That's Wheel of Fate doing the business. And I would be playing Wheel of Time over this if it didn't get me muted. Just put Wheel of Time on in the background. It's better than me talking anyway. Alright, we will just continue buffing that until she insta-kills everything on the map. Sounds like a Bloodborne boss is supposed to appear after that. Oh, by the way, so speaking of stuff looking cool, so I was talking earlier about the PS1 version of XCOM. Like, specifically, it's kind of neat that there's actually a way to play it now without too many issues. That there's a new core that got added to RetroArch that allows you to play bin files for PSX games. So yeah, that suddenly means that both UFO Defense and Terror from the Deep are playable on a Vita without minimal issues. Actually, the only issue that I've been able to find so far is this weirdly specific thing that I've somehow triggered twice, wherein you can essentially bork the graphics completely if you just see, what was it? If you suspend the game, then load a second copy of the same game, and then go specifically to the graphs menu for some reason. I don't know why, but it just causes all the graphics to explode. So don't do that. Not that there's any reason anybody would, but if for some reason you're that guy, don't do that thing. But anyway, so one thing I always forget about is that the PS1 version had the best cutscenes of, like, that entire genre. Just because, you know how they have that kind of comic intro where they have, like, a bunch of really cartoony, like, Saturday morning cartoon-looking guys going in, just, like, blowing the hell out of a bunch of aliens into town and everything? That thing that never happens because it usually goes a completely other way. Well, basically exactly that, except they have those for pretty much every major moment throughout the game, including this absolutely amazing one at the very end, where like they're celebrating blowing up the Mars base and stuff like that, and so they're flying away in the Avenger, and yeah, it's funny because they have them in their, like, end game power armor and things like that. And they have 3 of them specifically sitting there cheering as the base explodes in the background. Which, by the way, my friend had an amazing suggestion that they just need to make an entire game and/or cartoon based off of that art style specifically, because it would be awesome. Anyhow. But yeah, so they're flying away, and they look more alien than the friggin' aliens, because somebody decided to animate the power armor helmets. So yeah, it looked pretty awesome. It's it's just beautiful, and you should go look at it. It's just truly a thing of beauty. But I think my favorite one. Let's see, Random NJ, good morning, how are thee? Well, so far so decent. Find a bunch of blob monsters in a blob monster cave, you know, the usual kind of stuff you do on a Saturday. Just kind of going through the deep dungeon here until my kiddos wake up. At which point I got to go get them some breakfast, but you know, good kind of stuff. Testing out the mod and all that kind of thing. Apparently managed to find the one moment when the mod creator is asleep, because apparently I'm a terrible person like that. Wake up, Cerabow! Your mod is calling you. Let's see, waiting on Agrius to arrive in Opera Omnia. Opera Omnia? That sounds... Weirdly enough, I haven't... Which one is that? Yeah, no, it's weird. I actually haven't heard of a thing. Is that wait a minute, is that the mobile game thing where you press the buttons and you get like a lottery dealie, and then they all repeatedly die and they talk all dramatically? Because my cousin plays that. I don't know which Final Fantasy thing it is, but it's just like this whole thing. Oh, free to play? Okay, yeah, it might be that thing. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about then. Yeah, that's the one that is like a big old glowing purple button that you like randomly get characters. Because it's like every time we're having game night or something, there's always a thing for like, oh, somebody go press this button because I'm gonna go like roll in something crappy. Every dang time. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna add Tactics Ogre characters to that eventually. It's like, it's funny because every time that he brings it up, I always gotta bring up Tactics Ogre too. I'm like, how do you know every Final Fantasy thing, but you don't know Tactics Ogre, man? It's like, this is where FFT came from. I'm like, no, FFT is a unique thing. I'm like, no, it came from this! And yes, don't worry, I'm not actually getting frustrated. He knows I'm saying that in a joking sense. But yeah, no. It's always kind of funny. It's like the granddaddy of the genre, or one of the like the big starters of the genre, gets ignored so often. Of course, that being said, I never played the SNES version either, but whatever. I don't know. The SNES version just... It's weird. So the SNES version has a bunch of weird save bugs and stuff. Always ended up preferring the PS1 version. And specifically the PSP version. Like, One Vision is just so dang good. So you should try Opera Omnia sometime. Is it the one where you barely have any inputs, though, and you just kind of like select what units go out? That was kind of the main thing that didn't seem to jive when I was looking at it. It's like most of the time, as soon as I see massive numbers flying around the screen and no direct inputs, my brain just goes nope. But I'd be glad to try it. I was glad to try new things. Alright, Mr. Archer, please don't snipe my summoner. There we go, that's fine. Hopefully that life song is gonna hit just before Zero does. Oh, come on! Get out of here! Yeah, this one's a little bit iffy, I'm not gonna lie. Because it's just that they keep getting hits off like this, you know? So you're not sure what you're referencing, this game's fun. Okay, well, then I will give it a go. Yeah, the one that I'm referencing was literally just like, you just have a pile of units and they all mash on each other until one side dies. Alright, smack, smack. See if we can... Oh yeah, he can't move, right. Do we want to do some punch arty stuff? This one's charging. I can go give him a little bit of the old stabby stab. Ooh, come on, crit? No crit. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, if I can get the archers going, then we can probably just last this out. Yeah, the main plan I was going for isn't going to work out here, because I can't attack him even. Dude. Holy crap, can you chill with all the attacks, please? Make sure we can get that lost chapter of Cain from FF4. Alrighty. This is wow. Jeez, you kill him hard enough. Yeah, this sounds like an interesting combo game. Give it a go. That's blocked. Like, they definitely don't have recovery, so I get what they're going for with this map. Wish that I'd be able to do something other than taking a million friggin' Marlboro spits here. Mostly just because I can't get Etsum back on her feet. It's kind of annoying. But, well, aside from that, it's all pretty decent. Like, it's far from unwinnable, that's for sure. I mean, right now, yeah, there's not even anyone in danger at the moment. Okay, come on, Etsum. Come on, Etsum. Duh, he tried. He tried. Yeah, that Rad can't die. I'm not even slightly concerned about him. Alright. Let's go ahead and shank this guy. Yes, that does allow one of them to run up and take that crystal potentially, but oh well, one less archer to deal with. Never gonna say no to that. Okay, you just take that box. You take it. Aw, rude. You just interrupted his singing. Not that it really matters. She's gonna go over here, you know. This is go get completely restored, and then just completely wipe the map from everybody here. I wish that light would stick around. It's so nice and pleasant to look at. There we go. Let's go ahead and wipe that map all real good. Go ahead and a little bit of smack in here. Just to make sure at least one more of them is gone. Probably should have gone for the archer. Oh well. What I'm expecting here is that they'll all decide to gang up on him. Or just do that, you know, that works too. You know, for a 62% chance, that thing hits up pretty much every single time. Alright, so let's go over here. Actually, better yet, let's go here. Snipe this guy real good. He's gonna get a CT save, but that's okay. Move you over here. And then that should take care of a lot of them. Cerabow, you are here. Okay, hello. Sorry to interrupt your nap if that's what you're doing. But, yeah, it's mod day. How's it going? So, yeah. I think we can officially confirm you're not Beetlejuice, because I did say your name 3 times earlier, and you didn't magically appear, but you are here. So, maybe it's just a delayed effect thing, so we can still kind of run that theory. Not sure, not sure. We can try, though. It's close enough to be plausible, I think. But yeah, so that 7v5 fight that completely wrecked me in the face last time, failed it the first time, got it this time, so it basically just seemed to boil down to being able to survive that first round of attacks, namely not getting 3 30% procs in a row. You know, for the insta-death, the double frog, and then the double stop, so that kind of sucked. Please don't. Thank you. But yeah. So, all worked out pretty well afterwards. And, yeah, so I know you said there's a new version that was coming out. I meant to do this yesterday. Also meant to do it last week. Also just, you know, it didn't happen. But on the plus side, it is now. So, that's always nice. Okay. So, yeah, doing the 11v5 Marlboro fight here. So far, so good. Aside from being a little bit annoying, it's definitely manageable. It was mostly just the units getting knocked down thing that was a little bit of a pain, but oh well. Aside from that, they've basically just been repeatedly attacking the same guy. We also beat the 3 Nightblade 3 Priest fight. So that was all well and nifty like. Alright, let's put you over here. Go for that big old boom. Let's see, there's a cool fight I want you to see in the level that you're currently in. Okay, we will continue re-rolling this level until we get it then. Whoa. Why can't that hit exactly? Like immune to ice damage or something? Maybe something's blocking the shot. Let's go here. I'm confused. Why does damage not happen to you? Evasion rises, apparently to the point that he can't get hit. Yeah, this only absorbs dark. But that absorbs, it doesn't nullify. Yeah, this cancels lightning. By any chance is... I mean, this is ice, but is it maybe getting counted as lightning? Like, is this maybe a rework from lightning gun? Theories? Theories? Because, yeah, items... Oh, he's on... Wait, what? He's undead? Alright, because Cursed Shield. Weird. Try from behind. Usually she says no. Oh, okay. Try from behind later. Will do. Alright, whatever. Let's just hit him with one of these. Yeah, I'm assuming the gun's just classed as something weird or something. Oh, by the way, also during the I'm assuming you already fixed this, but during the 3 Nightblade 3 Priest fight, there was one of the monks in particular that spawned in with a completely pointless getup for some reason. She was, let's see, it was Flux Hammer. Ah, that's sucky timing. Dang it, she was about to go completely wipe him. Ah, your timing sucks, AI. Anywho. So, what was it? Yeah, it was a hammer, thief hat, some, I think like light robe or something, and then a flux armlet. So she basically couldn't do a lot of things. Did you use the A patch I sent you? That's a thing? Okay, well, I don't know if that means she was charmed back to our side. I don't think so. The one time that it, you know, hits the charm proc is apparently the one time I don't need it to. Beautiful. But yeah, no, I didn't see the patch, actually. Hold on. Because, yeah, immediately before starting this, I went over to the page just to look for different versions. Alright, and for safety, we're going to go ahead and just revive here. Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Okay, let's try from behind. No, same thing, he's just incorporeal, apparently. Those bullets don't hit him. is a side effect of transparent immunity to guns, because that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what Etsum's gonna do, because pretty much all of her abilities wouldn't really do that. Well, actually, she might go for wall. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, no, she's still attacking them. It's counting as charmed for our side. Unless she was hoping to hit that 0% right there. But he is the spider. He cannot be hit. He is way too magical for all that crap. Okay, so out of curiosity, let's try with a harp. Does music hit him? No. It just seems like range stuff doesn't hit him. Yeah, he's not too interested in chatting either. What about Split? Is he immune? Yeah, he's immune to Split, so he's pretty sure he's, It's weird, oh no, he's immune to Invitation, I know that much. Because that's a side effect of the Curse Shield, I think. Yeah, immune to Invitation. But weirdly enough, it also makes him immune to Split. Oh well, live song. He's missed somehow, and he didn't. Yeah, you know, it's always possible he just came from the wrong game or something. I mean, he basically just seems like one of the undead from March of the Black Queen, so we just need to get an exorcist over here and he should just be insta-dead. Only thing I can think of. Can always give it a try. Alright, not sure what's going on with her, so we'll just go ahead and remedy that situation. There we go. I'm sure they're going to take that crystal. By the way, I was saying earlier, what are the odds of an FFT XCOM crossover? So that we can bring in thermal flares for this part. Just like throw in a bunch of flares all over the place. Maybe have some sectoids that know that lightning ability. That like triple lightning strike thing. And then just the moment you take a step, 3 of them show up and completely kill your entire team. I actually had a really glorious moment yesterday. So A, I figured out that I figured out a way for. That's funny. She's actually charmed for our side. It's pretty awesome. I wasn't entirely sure it would work that way because I know for a fact it doesn't work that way in FFTA 2 because I tried it. Anywho, so yeah, I had this glorious moment yesterday where everything went flawlessly up to the UFO door. I have everybody walk in, take the usual positions right outside. Goodbye, Arcadia. So there's kind of these usual positions that you would usually take on the inside of a small scout, where you'd have a couple people on the outside of the door, a couple looking inside, a couple at angles on the inside, so you can kind of get potential reaction shots on everybody that would walk through, and then you have 2 people to walk to the sides to toss proximity grenades. So I was trying that. Actually, this is the last guy, so we can probably run around, do some reviving type situations. There we go. Gotta look for that door anyway. Alright. Anywho, so what ends up happening is I have one guy with a rocket launcher that had the highest bravery score in the team, so I figure, okay, this guy's never gonna panic. What happens though is that that one sectoid guy comes around the corner, hits 2 of them in what seemed like an impossible shot. So that was all well and annoying. Then the 2 guys outside the thing start panicking and they start shooting at each other. They hit each other. One guy dies, the other guy's bleeding, and then just like bleeds out when the actual turn comes up. the guys inside panic, all start shooting at each other, and then the guy with the rocket launcher decides to just shoot it directly in front of him, and just basically the entire team wipes themselves with no input. It's just like, congratulations, everyone's gone now. There was a team here, it's gone now. It's pretty great. Not gonna lie. Like, I couldn't even be mad. I was just standing there like, man, what the hell did I just see? Alright, so the magical super archer is just gonna get to live for a moment while I figure out the escape tiles. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to throw some flares or something in here. Is the main point I'm trying to get across, because I really, really like when it's all lit up and being able to see and everything. It's not necessarily like it adds to difficulty, it's just kind of weird. You know? There we go. I'm just gonna keep him doing life song just so the guy can't do anything. I love using parts. They're all spoony. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for what I assume is the exit. That's fine. Yeah, I can do foresee paralysis on him, so he doesn't have the immune condition for some reason. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why he's so magical over there. There's also one item I want to go pick up that's over by the entrance there. Yeah, Diamoth sounds like a weird Pokemon there. Seems like just something that would be like a rock bug, just like a flying moth made of diamonds. Yeah, here we go. Here's patch A. There we go. I'll get that downloaded and patched in just a moment. And also, we've got visible tiles now. That's nifty. Alright, interrupting strike. I must wonder if there's any opportunity to get an equip bow ability or something like that. It definitely would be nice. Like, I know that it's one of the few things that keeps anybody in the base archer class and that kind of thing. It just would be nice to be able to use a bow on other characters. Alright, that wasn't it. Ooh. Like, for example, earlier, I was looking at the Perseus bow and stuff like that, and it's weird because it's an item that would be good if it was on, well, pretty much any other class than an archer. It's like, it's just being locked into the whole preparation tree seems weird in some cases. Like, but then again, I guess it might be worthwhile to... No, but I like the Glacier Gun and Shield combo. So, like, for example, probably what I would do with Apple Boy is switch him over to Archer, you know, see about going about it that way, but it's just, it feels like the Chemist is so much better in that particular thing. Is possible I've been thinking about it? Okay. Well, it would be really neat to see. Because, like, I would love to be able to use bows more often, because, you know, it's nice to be able to use arcane weapons and things. It's just... Oh. All that for an elixir. Oh well. Oh well. But it's just, yeah, they're locked to the Archer, and it just, I don't know, the class itself, aside from its abilities, just doesn't seem like it's worth the being able to use a bow thing, you know? Oh, I know there's more back there. I'm trying to get there now. Braxton, what are you eating? Drop it. You're okay. You're fine. Good boy. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna go for prayer here, just to get her above the threshold. No, I haven't. Ooh, interesting. So apparently prayer hurts him, but it still only does 0 because he's technically undead, so it counts as an attack, but it does 0 because he's innocent. Oh, that's potentially a really awesome exploit. I like it. Ah, that's awesome. I gotta remember to use that more in the future. It's the ability that makes everybody heal more and makes Rad even more pissed off than usual. Alright, nothing there, nothing there. I know I'm skipping like 3 tiles in the middle, but I'm hoping it's those 4 on the left. So you could also target L3 Black Mage on him and let him charge into the enemies. True. I actually did that earlier with the triple fight, which is just a hell of a lot easier to say, so I'm just going to stick to calling it that. Did you find the A patch? I did. I have it off in the background here, so after this fight I'm just going to hard save and go about doing it that way. I'm still going to do a save state for the purposes of it always seems to, you know, kind of break in half, so at least lately. Right, let's see if we can pull off one of those. Yes! He can die now. Yeah, no one else has had issues with the saves? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I think it's called, you know, a lot of times I run into weird issues. But that's okay, you know, variety is the spice of life and all that. Sometimes it does hurt to be unique, but such is life. Boy, man, slept like garbage. Still no idea why he's immune to damage. For curiosity, Charge Strike probably would have the same properties. Interrupting can still hit him though. Because reasons, because apparently getting hit with a friggin' ice grenade is very interrupting. Pew pew. Yeah, that doesn't hit him. That does. Sure. Okay. He's got a specific weak point on the top of his head. that's the only explanation I can come up with. You know what? He's secretly just a very overgrown baby. He's just got a soft spot up there. But other than that, he's completely immune. Sounds like a weird X-Man type situation. Like he has evolved to be completely invulnerable to everywhere but baby weak points. Which, by the way, like the weird part is, for all of the whole thing of like being scared of hurting babies and whatever, they are like, don't test this obviously, but man, babies are like super resilient actually. It's kind of funny how all that goes. As anyone that's made the mistake of you know, finding out that their baby can suddenly crawl and roll and everything else on one particular, you know, at one particular time or another, suddenly out of nowhere, like, has potentially found out. Because usually the habit, up to the point that you know that they can go places, is just like, okay, you know, I'm going to put this baby on the changer, on the bed or something, you know, get them all changed up, it's all good. And then, like, every parent at some point has that moment of either they get there in time or they land on some laundry or something. Conveniently, most bedroom floors are pretty soft, thankfully, but like that moment of like, oh god, they can suddenly move and they are about to go jump off the bed. Like that's always the first thing they go for. It's like, how the hell did you clear 4 feet in 3 seconds? What is going on? You couldn't move a moment ago. I think everybody's had that moment at some point or another. Yeah, there we go. Got the patch downloaded. Be back real quick while I update. Well, okay, maybe I'll like be right here real quick, and yeah, so take that then. I'll just be here doing a thing, you know, with stuff in it. All right, let's see, lots of different versions of Tactics Ogre. Actually, speaking of, that whole I was mentioning earlier, but yeah. Tactics Ogre potential idea for rerouting the speedrun thing into maybe a world record kind of thing. Maybe next week, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Depends on a couple completely outside factors that have nothing to do with this. Alright, there we go. Found my zip. Gotta keep all my extracted ROMs and stuff all zipped away. So shove you over here. Right, so just patching up real quick. Shouldn't take too long. I would say about 40% done with that process already. It literally just involves getting my my vanilla ROM ready to go, and then just applying the PPF to it. And I'll probably go make myself a bit more coffee while we're waiting here. So, gonna set the PPF to go off in just a sec. Let's see, fix all the Nightblade priests. Have different accessories to prevent that. Okay, gotcha. Because yeah, there was one that was completely borked and just running around trying to smack stuff with a hammer. Though, to be fair, that fight went really well regardless. Like, even despite that, it was this really good combo of essentially attaching Leviathans to Rad, having him run his invincible butt into the center of all of their stuff there, keeping... I kept having Thermidor running the magic song in the background, upgrading Etsum, to the point where she could eventually use Wheel of Fate to do like 200 damage. And essentially just had her alternating between just random Wheel of Fate snipes and using Leviathan on Rad. And then just eventually that completely wiped him out. Then during this whole process, both Rad doing jumps as well as Ramza were keeping one of the Dragoons and 2 of the Priests locked away in the back corner. Which also almost led to an unfortunate game over there, but luckily didn't. Anyway. Because yeah, the Ramza had one less turn than I was hoping for. Almost did. Didn't quite do that, though. Alright, let's see. Let's get that PPF automatic. Hello there, Monsieur PPF. And let's just pop this sucker all over here. There we go. You get the ISO, that's not actually an ISO, but we'll ignore that little detail. Yeah, I guess I want to patch FFT, not XCOM, huh? Alright, there we go. Pop that sucker there. Where's... There we go, the Trickle Project. And there we go. And applying the patch, and let's see, I had a chuckle with the senior manager briefly. His online checking stuff. What? Oh, how's work? Okay, sorry, I missed that part because I'm a doofus. Hang on, I will be right back. One sec. Alrighty, the patch is done. So let's go ahead and get that popped in there real quick. Now, I will still be taking another short little pause here. Just because it sounds like the kiddos are getting up, so I just gotta make sure that they're getting their breakfast and all that. Okay, let's exit EPSXE. Get this all nice and rebooted. There we go. Run ISO. There we go. Whoa, whoa, let's see. Oh god, that's hell of a story over there. Okay, we're gonna use the special DD patch. And get double the Douglas over here. Also, I love how they have a hammer over there that's never even used in the game. Did I remember to save it? Sure hope I remember to save it. Yeah, here it is, 51. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna have to go take a look at that at some point then. Alright, anywho. Yeah, there we go, we got Bridge next. So, it's in Tiger that you want to see the next fight happen, yeah? Also, hang on, be right back. So, let me go pass out some breakfast. I'll be back in, like, 4 or 5 minutes, give or take. So, 1 sec. Hello again. Yeah, fast forward is healthy on the retro games. Yeah, that's. I know I always compare these to TO, but friggin' cutscene skip, man, absolutely obligatory. Actually, I wish somebody would make just hell, even just a fast forward mod for Parasite Eve. I was recently going through that, and it's like, man, there's just so much talking. It's a really good game, but there's just so much talking, and so much of it is completely misunderstood pseudoscience. But by the way, Cerabow, got a feature request for you if you're here at the moment. All right, so you know how you gave Mustadio a whole bunch of different engineer abilities and things like that? So I know this is like a regular theme now, but so it was playing some XCOM. I was playing some XCOM yesterday. He needs a rookie shot ability, like just a friggin' triple shot ability, but it's only like 20% chance for each one to hit. What are the odds of that happening? Yeah, okay, we just got Marlboro again. I'm just gonna reset. I should have put a save state before going into this one, actually. Here, let me just reset real quick. Reset, there we go. Reset! Exactly. Exactly. Rip run. Was the 100% 800-hour speed run. Actually, I found it funny, so I don't know if I mentioned this, but I submitted that Tactics Ogre speedrun to speedruns.com. And technically, they're like, okay, well, it's not using the base game, but can you just go ahead and put it under the forums anyway, because this was pretty awesome. It's like, okay, no problem. So, that's technically up there. And it's the only thing in the forums, not that anyone ever goes there, but it's technically there right next to the other world record runs. But yeah. So, if I just set it on this right here, will that be enough to reset the RNG? Like, will it still decide on different stuff? I'm assuming it's clock-based. I don't know. I don't know for sure. There we go. That should be fine? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you how many, if we're gloating about how many hours we put into stuff. I'm pretty sure I put a few thousand hours into Tactics Ogre just since the mod came out. Which, by the way, anyone curious about that? I'm gonna be doing a second, 100% testing run, probably sometime in the next few weeks, whenever the new version comes out. Apparently there is a new beta that's coming out. And it's gonna be all nifty, it's basically gonna be the first experimental version, because it cracks me up whenever he's describing what he's finding in the code there, because, literally the general consensus, or the overall theme of every time he puts out an update is it's a miracle this game works at all. It's I did a bunch of changes, they seem to be working, and then a bunch of stuff just seems to not work for no reason. It's a miracle that anything is at least kind of functional. And we got Marlboros again. Right. But yeah, so what are the odds of that rookie shot ability? Though I guess technically if we're making a reference to XCOM on that one, they'd have to be able to shoot 7 times and miss every single time. At point blank range. The closer you are, the less the odds are of it hitting. It's 3 guys staring at somebody that's right in the open, nope, they all miss, and then they all die to counterfire. See, any multi-shots are MA based only. Even better, they have to do no damage. I mean, there has to be a sectoid that survives 7 shots, despite the fact that it should only take 1. Without ASM hacking a new formula. I'm not seeing anything here. Do we has invisible enemies? Is this the one? No, there's something here. There's something. Okay, we got purple boys. Think. Jeez. Rude. Oh, no. Do you got a whale deck as your weapon? Oh, yep. So that'd be a whale whisker, huh? Yeah, I'm sure that's the whisker we're talking about. Let's see. Is this the one, though? Yeah, they're definitely all fancy. No, this isn't it? Considering how resistant my team is to casters, I'm pretty sure this would be a complete wash. Like, I'm sure they do a bunch of stuff, but there's... Typically, the only thing that this team's weak to right now is just speed moves and being outnumbered. Just because their recovery potential is a bit bizarre right now. Tiger. Oh, by the way, so it's Saturday, so it feels like a perfect day to be over-judging cartoons. So, my daughter's been... Ooh, is this the one? This is the multi-Cerabow encounter? So, yeah, lately there's this this Netflix show that my daughter's been loving. This it's called True. This is it? Okay. Let's go drop that save right there so we don't have to re-roll. You King Demon. Oh my god. Dang. That's pretty metal right there. Although, I already know exactly what I want to do for this one. Alright, first things first. Prep. I want him to be able to hit some of those abilities later on. But yeah, so it's this show called True, right? And I kind of wonder if the people behind it really wanted to make Pokemon, but didn't have the rights to make Pokemon. Because the general gist is, there's a bunch of kids running a town, and one of them is just like the hand of the king, basically. And so her whole shtick is just like, she shows up, like, okay, we have a problem. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fix it with wishes, and then they go up to a tree. They're like, oh man, here's my problem, let's all talk it out for a few minutes, and then they talk it out. They're like, okay, here you go, have 3 orbs, and then they turn into, like, little creatures. They're like, oh, they've all got, like, really specific magical powers and typings. So, yeah. Liking the new palette? Yes. I like it. You know, this makes me think of, and it's actually fitting on top of it. Look up a Pokemon named Golisopod. Actually, I'll just friggin' put the link to the picture right now, because you'll see what I mean. Golisopod, I think I spelled that right, because it's a weird name. Yeah, this should be the one. Yeah, tell me he doesn't look like this thing, which, by the way, this guy is one of my favorites. My wife absolutely hates him, because I completely wrecked her entire team multiple times with this stupid thing. And I had to name it No Count, because it's specifically a giant mechanical monstrosity, or, like, bug thing that's meant to be looking like a giant mechanical monstrosity. Except it automatically runs away at half health, so it can, like, you can just do a bunch of shenanigans with that. Alright, jump on this guy. Yeah. So just try to tell me he doesn't look like that. Alright, what is he doing, by the way? I completely wasn't paying attention. Oh yeah, so the point I was getting at with this show, right? So it definitely seemed like they were trying to do this whole Pokemon thing, because they literally just have a arbitrary count to how many they can have at any given time. Ooh, Nano Flare. Okay, well, we probably don't want to go there, then. In fact, we probably want to give him a little bit of regen. Or actually, we will probably want to give him... Yeah, give him regen. I tried using Yell on Thermidor last time. It didn't seem to make him run that much faster. But anywho, like, down to the whole, like, I choose you line and everything, they basically copied all that. They have this whole dramatic thing as they turn from a ball into this other creature. It's like, yeah, they totally wanted to make Pokemon. You just know they did. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is Wheel of Fate Snaps. It's a magic song, Wheel of Fate. And do this thing. So, by the way, there's a really neat synergy between Magic Song and Wheel of Fate. Ooh. That's a slightly shinier boom than usual, and apparently I put him right into hit range, because I'm a smart person like that. I thought it was attacking the... Oh, no, he's the one that's doing there. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Boom. I don't know why it's kind of funny that it seems to end on a sort of fart noise. Plonk. Oh! You cruel bastard, what have you created? Yeah, that's, interesting. Alright, well. Definitely want to put him in position to tank. So they seem to love targeting him. We may want to actually switch over to Life Song to help Rad recover out of that whole situation. Yeah, his move MP up number? I actually didn't see it. What was it? But yeah, probably Life Song and Prayer might be the way to go here. Just kind of stacking damage onto Rad. You'll see, oh, he just gets like 999 MP or something. Or 666 or something. The question is, does he run away at half health? That's what I need to know. Alright. Yes, yes. Let's go do that. Alright, need to use her for a little bit of cleanup here, because wow, they do damage. Okay. Okay. $133. Jeez. Okay, so that's gonna be a problem. Alright. Alright, so he's gonna have to cheer up. Etsum's gonna have to nuke. We're gonna have to probably recover out of a bunch of KOs after that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely on a lot of procs here. Ooh, nice. Alright, come on, give me it. Dang it. Why did... By the way, did you, by any chance, nerf Dragon Spirit? Because its proc chance seems to be like 20% now. Like, I don't know what's changed, but seriously, it feels like it never procs anymore. Alright, see if there's any way to get out of that hit bubble. That's there, that's there. But yeah, like, I can't say for absolutely certain, but you may wanna check if something went a little janky somewhere. Because, like, of the last maybe 20 times that Rums has been attacked, he's gotten one proc out of it. Yeah, would have been real nice to have a proc on damage split there. Oh well, he died. Alright, Leviathan should clear up some of that damage. Yeah, I always kind of love how they're slowly turning back into statues. By the way, just to make sure I'm not misunderstanding it, Dragon Spirit is essentially just like brave percent for actually proccing, right? It's like in his case, he should have 70%, I'd assume. Oh, get out of here with your instant cast. Yeah, FFT RNG, true. Hmm. His name's Nukes. It's fitting. That little whoop sound in the background always makes me think they're calling in the friggin' demon cops. Oh no, they're bringing down the LAPD from hell. Which somehow attacks people even less, less often. It's kind of a wonder how that works. Alright, Gee, it would be nice if that 70% would roll ever. Let's get a little bit of fairy action in here. That's probably who he's gonna go after. Does he still have it? Yeah, he does. Ah, I thought that put him to sleep. That would have been great. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, that's... it's not ripped yet, actually. I'm not doing so bad. I just have to do a bit of area control here. Alright. And we gotta split these guys up somewhat. Oh hey, look who remembered that he has that ability. So, it's hilarious how you can have damage split as one of your abilities in Vagrant's story. Because that thing completely breaks the game. Like, I was watching some videos not that long ago from a guy that was doing a rebalance mod of Vagrant's story. Like, throughout the entire thing, the whole meta play of that game is basically just using what is effectively damage split to... Oh yeah? Oh yeah? To just basically do this whole thing where you pretty much perfectly time your parries so they constantly go for kill moves, and then they go for all those like risky finishers and everything else, and then you just basically have 2 health or whatever, but then you automatically, your recovery happens before or right after your damage for some reason. So yeah, it's pretty good times. That's what I'm trying to get at here. See if we can maybe persuade this guy to join. Yeah, I wish. What about split? Does that work on you? That works real good on you. Okay. Then he should take another hit there. Yeah, this boy's pretty fast. Want to persuade a demon to join you? Well, that other one did! I mean, you joined. You made the mod, maybe you passed on the word to others. Maybe there's a whole defection movement going on. I don't know. Come on, damage split? No damage splits. Actually, yeah, just do that. It's a safe move. It's kind of a waste, but still. I'm not quite seeing the numbers to be able to bring this back just yet, but yeah, if he keeps guarding like that. Like, Appleboy has been friggin' MVPing it like crazy lately. That'll definitely be a kill. Yeah, so the last few times with Appleboy, he not only keeps guarding stuff he had like friggin' 8% chance to guard, he keeps auto-potioning straight through a lot of damage, especially Geomancers keep missing all their procs on him. So he just keeps coming back like, yeah, no, it's cool, it's fine. It's fine. You know, no biggie. Like, they just hit me a little bit, no worries. Alright, so best I can hope for is to kind of buy time until I can get... until I can get some attacks off, finish off the red guys. Come on, please get an attack off. Yeah, they're starting to run low on their insta-casts, at least. Friggin' helicopters are coming in. Pew! But yeah, I love that he's just tanky enough now that he pretty much barely survives everything. It's awesome. Alright. Alright, as much as I want a shocker here... Oh, Giga Flare has no MP cost? Crap. I thought that's why they were draining so fast. What? Why the hell does that not have an MP cost? It's their most broken move. It's like a giant free AoE. Like, what is that? Oh. Awaken? Ooh, he's got a mass revive? Interesting. Yeah, Dark Holy I'm not nearly as worried about. Best I can hope for is to kind of distract all of them into repeatedly attacking on the right. FFT 1.3, it's 100% chance and restores 100% health. What kind of... Why? What kind of dickhead balance is that? Like, that doesn't even sound fun or challenging. That just sounds like bullcrap. What? Oh, right, he can't... he can't. Fair enough, okay. And full map, too? Yeah, that's what Cow was telling me about. He sent me... Yeah, he sent me a thing a while ago. I think the chickens had it, too. That guy had just gotten past the chicken river and was just about to finish off the last guy, and then somebody did some full map-wide mass revive move. Just seemed like complete bullcrap. Bless you, kiddo. Okay, we're sneezing over here. I mean, I won't say no if he accidentally revives Ramza. That'd be really handy. Yeah, I needed to do my setup a little bit different. Oh, it's ally only? That's a shame. Dang Hellcops. Stop hitting me with your space lasers. Alright. Go ahead and get down. So you took away the 100% chance and 100% health and just made it ally only in large area. Okay. Well, it seems a lot more fair. really wish that I could get some of my abilities off here, but it's because I did my setup wrong. By the way, none of these can be reflected, right? Just to be sure. %? Yeah, it looks like 50%. I mean, it's still within comeback range. Or whack-a-mole range, I guess you could call it. Dark Holy can be reflected? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and reload that fight real quick then. So, okay. Now, just to be sure... Does this prevent Berserk? No, he doesn't have anything to prevent Berserk. Alright, so I'm going to preemptively move him way over here. Actually, no. No. He's going to wait a moment. I'm going to stack everybody up, get Reflect going right from the get-go. Then we don't have to worry about that as much. Lower damage off the Giga Flares means that they can potentially get more procs in. 2 of them should autopot, so that should be 50 and 70% chances to just heal instead of taking damage. So that should help there. The other 2 should be able to get either auto-revive or just become faster. Etsum is going to be running Prayer, while Thermidor can go ahead and run Life Song. That should give everybody enough recovery to just tank this. At least mostly. The others should be able to focus on damage at that point. Not a big fan of the fact that he can get on you before you can even get a turn, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, only 1 proc. Okay, might as well land on his head. You're gonna yell at Thermidor to be all fast. Let's go Life Song here. And then I can preemptively move her... No, I just did the setup wrong. No, it's fine. It's fine, we'll do Reflect next round, because they're not even within range yet. Yeah, the Counter Flood, though. Hang on 1 sec. Alright, so, if I'm calculating this setup right, this should hopefully create a situation where we can take all their damage, reflect the ones that aren't too bad, or, okay. Plan is, reflect the heavy hits from those guys so that they only use Giga Flare, essentially use procs to recover out of that, as well as the constant regen abilities. Use that to buy time for the 2 heavy hitters to go start taking out the little guys, and then once all that's done, kind of put them into an area where they can be repeatedly whack-a-moled while, you know, Big Boy over there decides to go try to revive them all constantly. And I guess we can see if that'll work. I already screwed up the setup, but this might still work. Maybe. So we'll see if this cheese works out. I may even want to put regen on everybody to up that even farther, but for now we want speed. But yes, I'm all about the cheese. All about the cheese. Oh, you just thought of a new way to cheese the damage? Thinking, what, combining this with Undead and Damage Split or something? Because this does seem like a kind of boss that could potentially just beat himself. Under ideal circumstances. Yeah, that guy hopefully shouldn't actually need, shouldn't need any healing, because he should be jump sniping the entire time, ideally. Yeah, there we go, that's one of them. They're gonna combine, though, because I don't... Yeah, that didn't work. Oh, this is true. You have a good point there. Okay, Carbuncle. Yeah, I needed to get that off first round, though, so she's probably toast. Toast? Yeah. Alright. Because the setup I'm thinking of is, obviously, you know, we would do that, Wind Elemental thing would be nice. I'm gonna think that, how would that combine with the Undead thing? Because if he's undead, but he has an elemental heal, but he's also innocent, how would that all stack together? If I gave him some wind armor or something. Like, I don't even know if there is a wind armor for him, but... still. Just random thought. Alright. You're in the Vortex. Or Giga Flare, that works too, sure. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Anyone gonna proc anything? Appleboy, because he's amazing. Etsum, because she's also pretty amazing. Yeah, Ultima God, exactly. I mean, then again, I could just do massive regen and damage split on everybody, and, you know, at that point we're just off to the friggin' races. Alright. Yell on you, because I need them hasted. If I get them both hasted, they should be able to, like, mass everything enough. In fact, you know what? I may even want to just go nameless, because if I'm already doing prayer and all that, mass auto-revives would be really handy.